Hi besties, welcome back to my channel. My name is Elizabeth. So on today's tutorial, I'll be teaching us how to cut and sew a two-piece crop shirt and a palazzo pant like I'm putting on right now. So this tutorial is going to be divided into two. The first part is going to be a tutorial on how to cut and sew a palazzo pant, while the second part is going to be a tutorial on how to cut and sew a crop shirt. If this is something you're interested in learning, please keep on watching. So I have 1.5 yards of a flowered crepe fabric here with me on the table. I'm using 1.5 yards because I'm a very small person. I'm like size 6, but if you are from size 8 and above, I'll recommend you use 2 yards upward. So the measurements needed to cut a palazzo pant are the hip circumference, the waist circumference, the thigh or the lap circumference, the crotch depth, and also the trouser length. So the next thing I'll do is to determine the amount of fabric I need to put on fold in order to cut my front piece. So to do that, I'm going to be dividing my biggest measurement, which is my hip circumference, divided by 4 plus 1 inch for allowance. So my hip circumference is 35. 35 divided by 4 gives me 8.75 plus 1 inch for allowance, which gives me 9.75. So I'm just going to put that aside, and then I'm going to put my crotch extension into consideration. And how do I do that? I'm going to divide my hip circumference by 16. So whatever that gives me, I'm going to be adding it to my initial calculation of hip circumference divided by 4 plus 1 inch. So my hip circumference, which is 35, divided by 16 gives 2.18, but I'm going to be leaving that at 2 inches. So I'm going to be adding that 2 inches to my initial calculation of hip circumference divided by 4 plus 1 inch. So the result I got was 9.75 plus these 2 inches for crotch extension is going to be 11.75. So note that this calculation is for the front pattern of our trouser. So I multiplied the result I got from the calculation we just made by 2 to cut for the 2 sides of the front piece, and then I'm just going to go ahead and mark out my starting line. So from that starting line, the first measurement I'll take is my waist to my hip line. So my waist to my hip line is 8 inches. I'm just going to mark that and also repeat the same thing on the other side of the fabric, just so I can have a straight line. And then I'll connect the 2 points together to form a straight line, just like you're seeing on the screen. So after that, the next measurement I'm going to be taking, still placing my tape at the waistline, is my waist to my crotch depth. So my waist to my crotch depth is 10 inches. So I'm just going to mark that also, and also I'll connect it into a straight line, just like so. So the next measurement I'm going to be taking is my full trouser length. So I'm going to place my tape at the waistline and take my full trouser length. My full trouser length is 41, and then I'm going to add extra 2 inches for folding allowance, making it 43 inches, and then I'll also connect it into a straight line. So after that, the next measurement I'm going to be taking is my hip circumference divided by 4 plus extra 1 inch for seam allowance. So I'm just going to place that measurement on my hip line. I will also place the same measurement on my waistline, and then I will connect that into a straight line, just like you can see me do on the screen. So after doing that, the next thing I will do is to place my crotch extension, my front crotch extension. So we already did the calculation earlier, and I'm just going to be placing 2 inches starting from that line, which is the hip circumference divided by 4 plus 1. I'm going to be placing 2 inches for my crotch extension, and to draw the crotch curve, I'm going to be coming upward from that angle by 1 inch and also going up by 2 inches, and then I'll connect with my free hand to get the curve. You can use your free hand or you can use your French curve to draw out this part, but I'm going to be using my free hand to draw out the curve. The next step now is to divide our waist circumference by 4. My waist circumference is 25. 25 divided by 4 gives me 6.25. Then I'm going to add 1 inch seam allowance to that. It makes it a total of 7.25. So I'm just going to place that on my waistline. I'm not going to add that to this trouser, but if you want to add that to the trouser, do well to include your allowance for the dart on the waistline. Next, I'm going to connect the point from my hip line to the waistline, just like you can see on the screen.
I've been dreaming all in my head like I've seen it.
So now the next measurement I will place on my fabric is my thigh circumference, and to do that I'm going to be coming down from my crotch depth line by 3 inches for my thigh line, and I'm just going to mark that in multiple places just so I can have a straight line. Then after doing that, I'm going to be dividing whatever I have on my crotch depth line. So measure out the crotch depth line, whatever you have there, divide that into 2 equal parts. So for me, I have 11.75 as earlier calculated, and I'm just going to divide that 11.75 into 2 equal parts, which gives me 5.8. So I'm going to mark that 5.8 all the way to the hem of the trouser. And after doing that, I'm going to be connecting all the points together with a straight ruler.
A life worth living is a life with meaning. I'll do what I love till my heart stops beating. I'm feeding this demon. Got a taste, can't erase bitterness in my face. Work a job every day till your dreams fade away. Like a card, never change. Play the game that we say. I need a break. I'm staying strong, need to move.
So the next measurement I'm going to be taking is my round lap measurement. So my round lap measurement is 20. I'm going to divide that by 2. So I have 10 inches, and then I'll add 1 inch of seam allowance to that, which makes it 11 inches. So the next thing I'm going to do is to divide that 11 inches equally and share it on the line that we drew earlier, the midpoint. So I'm going to be having 5.5 inches to one part of the line, and also 5.5 inches to the other parts of the line. So this is so in order to ensure even distribution of the measurement. So whatever your round lap measurement is, go ahead and divide that by 2 and add 1 inch of stitching allowance to it. So, and after doing that, then divide the result you get by 2 again and distribute it on the line. So because this is a palazzo pant, I'm going to be taking the measurement I have for my lap all the way to the hem of my trouser. So it's going to be free from my lap downward. Then after connecting that, I'm going to be connecting all the points together like so.
Want to be what I want, I'll keep dreaming on. I'm staying strong, need to move on. To be what I want, I'll keep dreaming on. Face on when I chase like that, yeah, I play so strong with a knife in the back. I'ma swing home run like a baseball bat. Gonna see me rise, you can hate on that. I don't play both sides, doing me no cap. I'ma ride or die for my dreams on tap. I'ma fly real high, you ain't see me slack. No, it's not how you fall, it's how you get right back up. That's how you get tough. Calluses on my hands so rough, yeah, I call your bluff. I'm not the one, mess with me, come out with none. Cause I'm so done, you had your fun, and now you're gonna face down the barrel of the gun. Cause I got a full clip, put your name on it. But I'ma let you slide cause you ain't worth it. I'm staying strong, need to move on. To be what I want, I'll keep dreaming on. I'm staying strong, need to move on. To be what I want, I'll keep dreaming on.
So the next thing I'll do is to come to my waistline and add ½ inch of stitching allowance, ½ inch that I'm going to use to join the band to the trouser on the waistline like so, and then connect it into a straight line. and we are basically done with the cutting of the front pattern. The next thing to do is to go ahead and cut out our pattern. Please look closely at the areas that I'm cutting.
I've been dreaming on in my head like I've seen it. A life worth living is a life with meaning. I'll do what I love till my heart stops beating. I'm feeding this demon. Got a taste, can't erase bitterness in my face. Work a job every day till your dreams fade away. Like a card, never change, play the game that we say. I need a break.
So after cutting it, this is what the front part looks like. So I'm going to be setting this aside now and then work on the back piece. So to fold the back piece, you want to add extra 4 inches to the calculation that we did earlier for cutting the front pattern. So I had 11.75 for my front, so I'll be adding 4 inches extra to that to cut out my back pattern, which is 15.75. So that 15.75, you multiply it by 2 because we are cutting 2 pieces for the back also. So after doing that, you can see my back piece is on fold. So the next thing I will do is to place my front pattern. Just take one of the front pattern, since they are basically the same thing. Take one of the front pattern and place it on the back pieces like so, making sure you have like extra 2 inches upward and also 2 inches to both sides of the trouser. So after that is done, I'm going to be extending my crotch line towards the left and also to the right hand side like you are seeing on the screen. I will also extend the waistline towards the side seam area like so. So the next thing I'll do is to go to the front waistline, the crotch area. I'm going to be coming in by 2 inches like so, and then I'm going to be going up from that 2 inches mark by 1 inch. So towards the hip area, I'm going to be returning that 2 inches I took out from the center part of the trouser. I'm going to be returning that on the waistline towards the hip area, and then I'm going to be connecting the line from that 1 inch mark down to that 2 inches I just marked. So after doing that, the next thing I will do is to come to the crotch line at the front, and then I'm going to be extending that by 2 inches. Basically, whatever you have for the front crotch extension, you are going to be adding it to the back crotch extension. And then to draw the curve, I'm going to be lifting up my front pattern like so, and basically use my free hand to draw the crotch curve for the back, just like you are seeing on the screen. So the next thing I'll do is to come to the hip area and then take out 2 inches like so, and then use my French curve to connect it to the waist point like so.
Done staying strong, need to move on to be what I want. I'll keep dreaming on. Done staying strong, need to move on.
So after doing that, I'll be adding 1 inch of allowance to the other part of the trouser, to the other side, like from the hem down towards the knee area. I'm going to be adding 1 inch of stitching allowance, and then I'm going to be using my straight ruler to connect the point from my hem line to the knee area, and then from the knee area I'm going to be using my curved ruler to connect it back to my hip point.
To be what I want, I'll keep dreaming on. Game face on when I chase like that, yeah, I play so strong with a knife.
So on the crotch area, you're going to be connecting the crotch extension to naturally blend in with the front pattern, just like you can see on the screen.
In the back, I'ma swing home run like a baseball bat. Gonna see me rise, you can hate on that. I don't play both sides, doing me no cap. I'ma ride or die for my dreams on tap. I'ma fly real high, you ain't see me slack. No, it's not how you fall, it's how you get right back up. That's how you get tough. Calluses on my hands so rough, yeah, I call your bluff. I'm not the one, mess with me and come out with none. Cause I'm so done, you had your fun. And now you're gonna face down the barrel of the gun. Cause I got a full clip with your name on it. But I'ma let you slide cause you ain't.
Next thing I will do is to add my zipper allowance to the back. So I have my zipper at the back of this particular trouser. So to do that, I'm going to be coming down by 8 inches from the waistline, which is going to be the length of my zipper. That is how long I want the zipper to be. So I'm coming down by 8 inches. If you have like a big backside, you can come down like 9 inches or 10 inches, just so the zipper sits well on your butt. Then after that, I'm adding ½ inch of zipper allowance. So by the time I'm sewing, it's not going to be ½ inch, it's going to be 1 inch. Remember, we added 1 inch for stitching allowance while we were making our calculation. So ½ inch is going to be to join the crotch area together, and the other ½ inch is going to be to join the sides together. So part of the ½ inch for joining the crotch area for the back is going to be going off with my zipper allowance, making it 1 inch, if that makes sense. And then after that, I'm going to go in with my scissors and then cut out the back pattern. We are basically done with the cutting of this palazzo pant. So the next thing we're going to be doing is to move to the sewing aspect of this pant.
Time staying strong, need to move on to be what I want. I'll keep dreaming on. Time staying strong, need to move on to be what I want. I'll keep dreaming on.
I will do is to bring the two front pieces together like so, and put them right side facing each other. Then on the crotch area, I'm going to be sewing by ½ inch, but then stop 1 inch before the finish line. So I'm just going to do that now. So this is what it looks like after joining the front crotch together. So this is how it looks like. Then the 1 inch, I didn't sew till the end of the crotch line, I left about 1 inch. So then the next thing I'm going to do is to bring my back pieces and then place them right side facing each other with the front pattern. Then I'm going to sew by ½ inch on the hip area. I'm not going to sew the crotch area yet, so just go ahead and sew by ½ inch on the hip area from the waist all the way to the hem line. So after joining it, this is what it looks like. As you can see, I didn't join the crotch area yet. I only joined the sides of the back piece with the sides of the front piece. So the next thing to do now is to sew the back crotch together, starting from the end of our zipper allowance all the way to about 1 inch before you get to the end of the line. So I'm just going to do that. Then after doing that, the next thing I'll do is to sew the inseam together. I'm going to sew the inseam by ½ inch. So after sewing the inseam together and also the back crotch, this is how it looks like. I've also gone ahead to sew my trouser hem. I've gone ahead to do that, and then the next thing I'll do is to close up this little opening that we have here. Remember the 1 inch that we didn't sew earlier? So this is how to go about the stitching it. So you are going to hold the front crotch and also the back crotch together like so. Make sure you are opening the seam just like you can see on the screen, and then sew by ½ inch. So after doing that, the next thing to do is to attach my band, and to do that I'm going to measure out what I have on my waist. So I'm going to measure out that now. Then after measuring it, I'll use the measurement I have to cut out my band.
I've been dreaming on in my head like I've seen it, a life worth.
So I've gone ahead to cut out my band. It's actually a two-piece band, and then for the width of my band, I want my band to be 1.5 inches, so I cut with about 2.5 inches. So I'm going to be sewing the top area with half of an inch, and then also attaching the band to the trouser by half of an inch. So at the end I'll be left with 1.5 inches. And after that, this is what my trouser looks like. In my next tutorial, I'll be sharing with us how to cut this beautiful crop shirt that I'm putting on with this pant. Thank you so much for watching. Please, if you find this video helpful, do not forget to give this video a thumbs up. Also subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and do not forget to turn on your post notification bell so that whenever I upload a new video you get notified. So see you in my next tutorial. Bye.